Greetings everybody. So as many of you have heard, the Pope Benedict has resigned from his position. The reason for his resignation was based upon a logical one. It was based on the fact that he was not physically able to fulfill the requirements of his role. He said in his statement, "After having repeatedly examined my conscience before God, I have come to the certainty that my strengths, due to an advanced age, are no longer suited to an adequate exercise of the Petrine ministry." Now, not only did he resign from his position, but what you'll notice here in the video is that lightning struck St. Peter's Basilica. This happened around 6 o'clock local time, in just a few hours after he made the announcement of his resignation. Now, I know there have been several arousals on what this could mean. Some of these arousals have been based upon the interpretation that after Benedict, John Paul II will rise from the dead and push forward the mark of the beast. Even some say that Peter will be raised from the dead and put forward the mark of the beast. Now, although personally I have a different interpretation, based upon how Bible prophecy is talking about these kind of events, we need to make sure that we've understood these correct principles. Revelation chapter 17 verse 8 says this: "The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is." Again, in Revelation chapter 13, it speaks of the same language towards this same beast. It says, "And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world." Revelation chapter 13 verse 8. Now, like I mentioned before, we need to make sure that we're gathering the principles. Reason being is because I know that there's a very prominent thing that happens when it comes towards Bible prophecy and the papal system. But for now, I'm just going to give a brief study just to show exactly what is going to happen and why we need to be aware of what's going to happen. But if we miss out the two principles of which I'm going to show right now, we're going to end up wasting our time. Principle number 1. Those who follow this beast will wonder after it. To wonder, according to how the Bible puts it, means to marvel or to be attracted or to be drawn into, just like a moth flying around a bright light. Now, the next imperative point that we need to gather from this is that those who worship or follow or wonder after the beast will not have their names written in the book of life. Now, that's a very solemn thought. But for the sake of time and for the sake of confusion, let me translate this by allowing the Bible to be our textbook in understanding this. So we know that the world will wonder after this beast. But what is a beast? Daniel chapter 7 verse 17 and 23 says, "These great beasts which are four kings which shall arise out of the earth." This is the explanation I was given. The fourth beast is a fourth empire that will be on the earth and will be different from all other empires. It will crush the whole earth and trample it down. Okay, so a beast represents a king or a kingdom, but more specifically an empire. And the Bible gives us examples of this by showing the nation of Babylon in the same chapter. So whatever this power is going to do in Revelation chapter 17, its influence is going to reach the whole world, that the whole world ends up wondering after it. And we saw that wondering means to be attracted by, to be drawn into. And it will even go as far to the point that if you're worshipping this image, it will cause your name to be written out of the book of life. Now, some of you may be saying, "I have no idea what you're talking about," which is understandable. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my presentation in the description box so you can take a thorough look at it, because it has a lot of things that's related to why the Pope had to resign. In the presentations, it will show you the build up from the start all the way up to this point in time so that you understand exactly what is happening. But for now, an easy way to understand what the book of life is just to know it as a checklist. So if you want to be in heaven, you need to make sure that your name is on that checklist. So what we need to understand is, how does this power, this beast power, or this nation, how does this power keep your name out of the book of life? How does it work? Talking about this same power in its context, Revelation chapter 13 verse 6 says, "And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven." Now, friends, think about this. Now, if you're going to hear that somebody is saying, "I am God," which is another way of saying blasphemy, you're going to be quite intrigued to think, I wonder if this person is God or this person is just another crazy person. But the point of the matter is, if somebody believes that someone is God, they're going to follow after them, isn't it? So if somebody says that I'm God and people believe it, they're going to wander after that person. So if this is what the Bible is saying will happen in the last days, we are expected to see some very, very, very high-ranked deception. The deceptions are going to be so high that even as I'm telling you right now that there's going to be a high amount of deception, you still may even end up being deceived. And this is something Jesus warned us from. Matthew chapter 24 verse 24, "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." With the word elect meaning chosen. So friends, do you see it? Deception will be so high that even God's chosen people will end up being deceived. That's how high deception will be. Now regarding the chosen that Jesus said is even possible to be deceived, he says this. John chapter 15 verse 19. "If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you." So Christ is saying that if your name is not written in the book of life, you will end up being deceived. No matter how much time you say, "No, I won't be deceived." One of the main reasons is not only because of deception, but because, as John chapter 15 verse 19 said, the spirit of the world is in you, and all the world will wander after the beast. In other words, you rather stand with the crowd than stand against the crowd. But we have people like Martin Luther who stood against error, even to the point that the whole world was against him, and he was against the whole system that was against the truth. This is the kind of standard that we need to have, especially in the last days. Now remember what we saw in Matthew chapter 24 verse 24 about false Christs and false prophets showing signs and wonders? Well, we need to ask ourselves, will a beast power do such signs and wonders to deceive people? Revelation chapter 13 verse 13 says, "And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live." Another very imperative point that we can take from this: miracles, signs, and wonders are not tests of truth. The only thing that we can hold fast to is the word of God, because that's what's going to stand at last. And friends, what's so interesting and even frightening, if I'm going to be honest, is that it says that all the world will wander after the beast. But there is actually hope. There is a group that will not worship the beast. Instead, they will fear God, which means to hate evil, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come. And it says this, "And worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters." This is the pattern of the people who would not be out of the book of life. So these people will be inside the book of life. Instead of worshipping the beast, these people worship him who made heaven and earth and the sea. So although the Pope has actually resigned, the papal church is still the leading figure when it comes to end time events. But what we can say for now is that there's something coming and that we need to be prepared for it. Based upon Bible prophecy, and I know many people have probably heard of this saying before, we are literally living in the last days. But although we're seeing specific signs come to pass, especially now, we need to ask ourselves this very serious question: are we preparing for what's to come? Now, this is just a quick summary, a quick rushed explanation of all of this. But if you want to watch how it all started and where it's going to lead to, please have listened to the presentations that I've left in the description box, because it will open up things in a more deeper understanding. So, based upon the conclusion of this video, I just want to say that there is a reason why things happen. And the only way we're going to know why things happen is by investigating the reason. Okay, thank you very much for listening. God bless, and bye for now.